What's up, YouTube? It's Cholula's Comics, and I'm here doing my contest entry video for T-Vote, Lord of the Longbox, 1,600 subs. Man, that's crazy, man. Big ups to you. Congratulations. Glad you got there. It's a huge milestone, man, especially for dudes like us in the comic book community. You know, we don't get crazy amounts of subs, like you said, for doing makeup tutorials and stuff like that, who be getting crazy subs. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. This is what we do. This is what we love. So we're here to talk comics. You know, he asked that we do a video talking about our favorite con experience, con exclusive, con, and you know what? I've been to my fair share of cons, but I'd have to say that one of my favorite cons that I ever been to was Big Wow, when it was still here in San Jose, and it was the first time that I got to meet the man, Stan Lee. If you saw my little intro, I put together some songs, but I did a little montage just of my different experience and favorite moments doing Comic Cons. And one of the first pictures that you see is my 3 books, my three top grail books, and they're all signed by Stan Lee. Here's one. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 50, signed by Stan Lee. It's a PGX 7.0, and there's a long story. I'll make it a quick one. There's a long story that goes behind this this particular book here, you know, basically, this is not my book. This is my book, but it's not my book. If you saw one of the first pictures in the little montage that I made, you'll see a picture of me, my wife, my daughter when she was like 3 or 4 years old, and of course Mr. Stan Lee. And that was the first time we got to meet Stan Lee, and that was a con where I bought this book. I bought this book, and I got the opportunity not once but twice to see Stan Lee, meet him, shake his hand, have my daughter meet him, and I actually bought this book at the con. Me and my daughter, you guys know me, Spider-Man's probably like my 3rd favorite character ever. It's my daughter's 1st favorite character, so one of the biggest, most expensive books I had ever bought up to that point in my collecting, you know, my serious collecting, was this book here, and I bought it at that con, and I bought it for her because she loves Spider-Man, and with her together, I got to walk up to Stan Lee, I got to hand him this book, and we got to watch him sign it together, and we went home with this book. And that's actually part of the reason why it's a PGX book. I've been collecting for years, but I'd never really gotten into the slabbing game, and after, you know, all the fluster of the con, after spending so much money on the picture, so much money on the autograph ticket, so much money on buying this book here, man, I was moneyed out, and I didn't know at that time, what was it, like 2013 or was that 2009 or something like that? It had to have been in 2013, early 2013, that if CGC didn't witness the signature and take the book right then and there, then it doesn't count, and you get that ugly green label. And I was like, man, hell no. Like, on top of everything, it's like an insult, a slap in the face, that I was there, I saw the book get signed myself, and that I'm going to send it off to some company who's going to encapsulate it, cool, who's going to grade it, great, and then get it back, say that it's a green label. You know, like, it just kind of tarnishes the whole experience, and I was pissed. And you know what, it was cool though, in a way, in that I got to learn a lot about slabbing. I got to learn a lot about the 3 different companies. I use all 3 companies. I like all 3 companies. I use them all for different reasons. This is an authenticated signature, because they use their software to authenticate it. Whatever, I'm not tripping. I know I got this book signed. He signed it right there, just like that. I watched him do it. This is my book. I know it is. I had it for 2 years in my collection before I finally got it, you know, the courage to send it out to get slabbed, you know, because when you first start doing it, you're kind of like, man, I don't want to send my books out. This is my book. I'm holding on to it. What if it gets lost in the mail? What if, you know, it gets dinged up? What if, you know, there's all these unknowns, and it's just like, when I finally got up the courage to send it off and get it back, I was really happy with it. I mean, to this day, I'm really happy with it. I've had plenty of chances to get it pressed and cleaned and, you know, upgraded it. But you know what? This is my book, you guys. This is my book. Not only is it the very first signature that I ever got, not is it the only very first time that I ever got to meet Stan the Man Lee. This is the first graded, encapsulated book that I ever got. This is my book, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. This is mine. Well, it's not mine. It's my daughter's. Holding on to it though. I'm holding on to it for her for now. If you guys remember the picture, it's me, my daughter, my wife, and Stan Lee. And the funny thing is, in that picture, my wife is actually pregnant with my son, who shows up and makes an appearance in the next picture. So of course, the next time we got to see Stan Lee was, I want to say it was Silicon Valley Comic Con, or maybe it was one of the last WonderCons he did. I can't even remember. But it was, I'll tell you, it was on March 18th of 2016. So actually it was probably Silicon Valley Comic Con. And, you know, I figured, hey, my daughter has a signed book by Stan Lee. I got 2 more kids now by this time. Yeah, I should probably get them their own books and their own grails and stuff like that. So my son's a crazy little smasher. So what I ended up grabbing for him was this Tales to Astonish, number 59. And, you know, it's the first appearance of Hulk in the series. It's his first appearance since the end of his series. His original series was just a 1 through 6 issues. And this is the first time he makes his appearance back in Marvel Comics, and it's in this book here. And I got Stan to sign this. And again, it's another experience where it was me, it was my daughter. We went up to Stan, we handed him the books, watched him sign up. I ended up having to go through, who is it? Anastasia. Oh my God, horrible experience. If you can avoid that man, by all costs, avoid him, because at all costs, he's going to charge you all the cost to do every little thing, and then he'll sit on your books forever. And then, you know what, that's not the video. That's a video for another time. Anyway, this is my son's book. So yeah, I got to meet Stan Lee, and I got to give him this book. And then, like I said, I got 3 kids. I got, in that second picture, it's me, Stan Lee, my wife, my daughter. In that picture, my wife is pregnant with my youngest daughter, who we knew was on the way. So of course I had to get her a book, right? So another first appearance, another key, another book that Stan had his hands in, that had a part of working on. X-Men number 14, first appearance of the Sentinels. I went with an X-Men book because I love the X-Men, but it's a team book, and I figured this is our last kid. She's completing the team. She gets a team book, and it's a key, and it's a first appearance, and it's got his signature on there. And she wasn't there, but you know, the rest of the family was there. We handed him the book, and you know, it's cool, and that's hers. And again, they're my books for now, but these are the books for my kids. And come to think about it, I guess these are my favorite con experiences, because I got to share it with my kid. I got to share my pastime with my kids. I'm passing something down to them, both physically and, you know, the experience. So yeah, man, those are my favorite con experiences so far. I got a couple of other little things. This is a custom piece here. This is by Bill Morrison, and he drew Lisa and Maggie Simpson, and it says, "For Elisa Margaret." Elisa is my daughter, my oldest daughter. Her name is Elisa Margaret. Honestly, we named her that because of Lisa and Maggie Simpson. Lisa, Margaret, Maggie Simpson. And Bill Morrison is actually a really cool artist who's been doing the Simpson comics for years, and he busted out this little sketch for her, and it's really cool. It's just something that we keep in a room. She gets to have. I was thinking about getting it slab, but I don't know if that's something that I'm going to do anytime soon. I can always do it, you know, on the authenticated if I feel like it, but it's pretty cool. I love having this. It's just, it's a really cool little thing for her to have and keep and hold on to. And, you know, she handed him this backing board, and that's what he wrote, he sketched on there for her. I have another really cool experience. I got to meet one of my favorite artists growing up, Mr. Mike Zeck, and he signed these two books for me. This is Secret Wars #1. This is a cover swipe, of course, of the original Secret Wars #8. This one is the Miles Morales Spider-Man. And in the montage, you got to see a little picture of me and Mike together. Here's the original Secret Wars #8. 9.6, not bad. And I got a signature here in blue. And finally, one of my favorite books, which was part of the reason why I waited so long to do this video. It's at CBCS. It's getting graded. You saw it. It was the last picture in that montage. It was me and Joe Rubinstein. Rubinstein, of course, is the famous inker from Marvel. And, of course, you know he did that infamous Wolverine cover swipe, Wolverine #1. Well, not the swipe. He did the original. So on that Death of X comic that you guys saw in the montage, I got him do a swipe, and it's Old Man Logan. And the funny thing is, he mixed me up with another guy that was at the con, and he knew I wasn't going to be there on Saturday or Sunday. I met him on Friday. So what he did was, he was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'll get yours out of the way first." He ended up doing another guy's order first. When I came to see him at the end of the day, he was like, "Oh my God, this isn't your book. I'm really sorry. How are we going to do it?" And I told him, "Well, listen, my buddy's coming back on Sunday. Can you have it done by then?" He's like, "Yeah, no problem." And he didn't charge me any extra for the color. He was charging extra for color. He just threw a little bit of red on Wolverine's claws coming out. And that was cool. I appreciated it. I wish I had the book to physically show it to you, but it's off at CBCS. It's getting slabbed and graded. It's actually probably in transit. It's on its way back, but I had to get this video done. So, yeah, man, you guys, those are my favorite con experiences. Those are I guess the heroes that I got to meet. Stan Lee, obviously I wanted to meet him, and it's real quick. It's just a little in passing. Hey, how you doing? But he's really nice. He's really sweet dude. He's very cordial. You know, he'll extend his hand to you. He's not, you know, I got to shake his hand at least 3 or 4 times, 3 or 4 different times in my lifetime. I've gotten the opportunity to hear him speak, so that's awesome. You know, that's freaking Stan Lee. He's a legend. And I got books signed by him that I get to pass on to my kids. I got to meet a couple of artists that I freaking idolized growing up, Joe Rubinstein and Mike Zeck. And, oh, you know what, actually, in a couple of years before, I actually got Ruby to sign my hat here. What is that, 2015? Yep, I got him to sign there. And then we got Arthur Adams to sign this one because Rubinstein did, obviously, that cover. And that's an Arthur Adams Wolverine right there. And I got him to sign my hat that I'm always rocking. So anyways, alright. Those are my favorite cons. Those are my favorite con experiences. Hope this qualifies for your video. Again, man, big congrats. I had to do that little montage and a little bit of flavor for you, a little bit of music. I ain't no kind of DJ, but that was my first try at a little mix. So hope you enjoyed that. And that's it. You already know who it is. It's Cholula's Comics. And until I see you next time, keep stacking hella comics.